Hello, beautiful sisters. Just been having my pre-conversation dance preparation. I'll turn it off now. Just keep going with that. Whew. Hi. I'm learning now that my Wi-Fi does not like Facebook Live for whatever reason. Yeah, so it kind of, I disappeared for a little while, but I'm back. So yes, a little moment to just arrive. If you're just arriving, just take a moment to close your eyes, take a breath and be here. Take a moment to feel into where you are right now, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching this replayed. Where are you right now? Feeling into the land, the place where you are right now. Giving gratitude for the holding and the life-giving of this land. Giving gratitude for the traditional caretakers of the land that you're on. And giving gratitude for the opportunity to be a caretaker now of this beautiful land on this beautiful planet, in this huge time on this earth. And gratitude to be able to sit with our sisters like this all over the world. So welcome beautiful sisters. So tonight we have the lovely Tania from Back in Bliss, who's going to be joining us. Yeah, I'm excited to have her speak to us, and yeah, for us to be exploring a really, like, all the conversations we're having are really important, but and I guess as well it appears that as each conversation comes up, it brings up so much for me. I end up living and really being focused on what it is we're about to talk about. So today's been quite an interesting day thinking about feminine strength. So I'm really excited to yeah, talk about this with Tania today. Yeah, so I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to try and invite Tania to be with us. Let's hope it works first time this time. See if she can join us. The invitation is out there. So yeah, today's been a really interesting time of exploring, and it's not like, there's been times where it's been this conscious, like, what does feminine strength and a woman's strength look like? Ah, there she is. Hello. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Is your microphone on? Do you have? I can't hear you. I can see you, but I can't hear you. You can't hear me either. Yeah, maybe just check in your settings. Ah, there she is.
All right.
Hi.
Hey. Yeah, I can hear you
hear
now.
you.
Hi. Yeah, I don't know. I can't use the headset, but that's all right. That's totally fine. there is no other disturbing noises here.
Hi.
So, hi.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining.
Invitation.
Yeah, so well,
How are you feeling?
I've been sick for the last 3 days. So if I start coughing, I'm sorry, but I'm so much better than I was, and I'm so glad to have this. It's been what I needed today. This has kind of been a bit of an anchor for me today after the last 3 days. So I'm really really excited and also curious to see what bubbles up in this conversation. But yeah, I'd love to. Do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Wow. Beside my name Tania, my origin is Armenian. I was born and grown up in Iran though, and I had a kind of liberate soul. So I think my desire to discover the world and know more about it took me out of Iran when I was 21. I moved to Holland, and I was living there for 12 years. And there was when I started to actually grow up, actually grow, and my mind started to open, and I became more curious about what's out there. And yeah, I started actually the journey of discovery of myself and digging more in 2008. I got interested in the energy work, learning Reiki, and got interested in something to combine with it, like massage. And then I got interested in Buddhism. I have been growing up as Christian in Muslim countries. So I was already familiar with religions, and I wanted to know more about Buddhism and its philosophy. So I practiced it. It was kind of like chanting, active Buddhism. And and then suddenly I changed. I didn't want the life that I had set up in that form. I wanted to go and experience becoming a nomad and, just living from place to place and meet more people. And I had done lots of traveling, but I was seeking for something which I didn't know what it was right then. And then, I moved to Indonesia. I've been a diving instructor there. I love ocean. I thought I can, help nature, help environment by teaching people to dive properly, to not damage the reef and underwater world. It was really nice. Again, I was missing something there. It was beautiful environment, but I was missing kind of community around myself. So I came to Australia thanks to my ex-boyfriend of that time, and got the opportunity to travel around and get a taste of life in Australia. And I was like, wow, this place feels amazing, like this nature and so much beauty and so many kind of choices. What kind of life do you want to have in Australia? You want to live in cold, you want to live in heat, and you want close to ocean in the mountains. You want to be urban, you want to be in small community. It was kind of like amazing. But still something was not right. I was still seeking. So I started to work as a massage therapist and energetic healer. And then I got connected with our beautiful sister, Kate Lucas, at my workplace. And something attracted me to her, and then she started initiating me into this all kind of energies, and I was asking for more and more and more, and I was like, oh, I want to dig more. It goes deeper, and we have had an interesting journey together, and then finally, with help of her, I just stepped in a deeper hole, and then the speed train started to depart and is still going. so many stations has passed and so many things unfolded and so many layers of me, that I'm still thinking how far we can go, how far we can
Yeah.
explore this. It feels infinite, never ending. You can go as far as you want, it's going. So yeah, I was living in Sydney um, until beginning of this year, and I was just working and going to school because of I'm not a permanent resident yet, and it's my big wish to be able to stay here, and I didn't know why. Whatever I was trying, I tried to create this company back in Bliss with a very good intention of creating retreat center where all these beautiful healers would come together and would offer their services, together to people who need it. So I started that as a project, and it's sleeping now because of changes in my life. Because yeah, I fell in love with my beautiful partner I met at the festival, and he's from Melbourne, so I had to move to Melbourne. Uh, so yeah, last 3, 4 months I have been very busy settling myself again, and this big move again brought me so many new teachings, and I had to dig more and more. So it's just last month that I felt settled. I have been making my network, and still I'm looking around, but so many beautiful things are happening here. So I want to really put forward the project of Back in Bliss and helping building up the network of all, healers and whoever offers what kind of services to the humans who need it. And yeah, it's exciting. And yeah, I love doing this kind of things with a deep intention of um, desire to um, just to be able to have fun, all of us
Yeah.
together. I just want us all see happy running around and playing around and feel the bliss. So yeah, I really want to bring that feeling of bliss back to lives of people, not only women but also men, making it normal, feeling blissful, not awkward, not kind of thing that you have to feel blissful only when you're in a certain environment or a certain place or time. um, so yeah. So what else I can tell about myself? Oh yeah, I'm 38 years old. And yeah, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm wishing to be able to bring the words in a right way so it's received with open heart. Yeah, by whoever is watching
Beautiful.
this. Yeah, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Megan.
Thank you. It's so lovely to have you here, and what a journey you've been on. Like, yeah, just hearing kind of the exploring in all the different places, and then yeah, landing in Australia and finding Kate, and yeah, getting on that train, and yeah, the way that you said, like, it's that, like, every time it's kind of like there's you feel like you're getting, like, you've got landed somewhere. Oh my goodness, this is it, this is amazing, and then things just keep going, and it's just like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And yeah, that infinity, which is, I think, infinity, like the word and the concept and talk around that actually hasn't been it's only been in the last 2 weeks, I think, that's kind of come into um, into my world. Like I had another sister bring it up a little while ago, and she's actually, I think she's gonna, our conversation when she joins me is going to be on infinity. And now you just brought that up, I'm like, okay, we're opening up something quite big here. Yeah, so yeah, it's
Yeah,
absolutely,
true.
and that's, I guess, part of what I'm learning in these conversations as well. We kind of have this topic that we're going to talk about, which we're going to get to, but it just takes us in so many different directions. Like it kind of have this little narrow sort of thing where we start, but it can just go so many ways. So yeah, and I'm really excited
Yeah.
to talk tonight about, yeah, like you were saying, like you wanted to talk about and explore the concept of like what a strong woman looks like and what feminine strength is. So yeah, I guess what's your experience of that?
Um, all right. Yeah, indeed. It's the right word to say what's my experience, because I was thinking, all right, whatever I'm gonna tell tonight is just based on my personal experiences, based on what I have received as teachings, it's based on my meditations. It's, it's what I believe in. Um, I can't say it's the truth. It's just the fact, but what I can say is that it has pretty much changed my whole world from different aspects by changing my mindset about what is being strong. Because I see myself have changed so much. I grew up having a very difficult childhood, and yeah, I have been crying a lot. I was not held. I have suffered a lot as a child, and some might see that makes a child strong. Um, you're not being cuddled when you cry, you just cry out, um, and that's the way, you learn to help yourself. Um, and then when I was, living home towards another country, I was young, but I was not thinking at all. I didn't think about scary things. Um, I can say in that moment was more like maybe curiosity and courage, that made me maybe being seen as the strong girl. She's not afraid to leave the home and go somewhere else. Um, and I have spent many years in my 20s being strong, seeing being strong as being independent, kind of like I want to be on my own feet. I don't want to ask my family help. I want to be able to drive on my own. I want to have my own, spending money. I want to have a good salaries, and in the working environment, I was really going towards leadership. And I saw strength in kind of being able to show that I can be that leader. So as you see, I have taken so many different kind of, forms in the different stages, believing what the strength is. And then, of course, when I moved to another country again, being alone, I saw strength as, being able to do things on my own, carry all the heavy things on my own, You know, I don't need a man. You know, I can't carry everything on my own. I'm a strong woman. And um, and you know, moments that I was feeling sad, you know, or emotional, seeing it kind of like, oh, you know, you swallow your crying and you stay strong. So I have seen those phases of, you know, those sides of strength too. And then what else? Yeah, just, you know, I thought that, you know, you are strong if you can accomplish heavy physical things like, you know, climbing Himalayas and don't whinge and just push your body and do that heavy thing, carry the backpack and be strong. And perform the whole, you know, all the time, tip top. And if I'm being sick, I feel sick. I was a person feeling sick. I was like, no way, I stay in bed. I'm gonna go on with whatever I'm doing, and my body better be able to deal with it because I'm strong. So, yeah, wow. And honestly, it all changed. I was so blessed to meet these beautiful teachings and receive them, and it took a while till it landed in me, but slowly I started to see what actually I am, who I am. So I started to, instead of see myself only as a woman, I started to see myself connected with the divine. I started to discover this, you know, divinity and all kind of powers in us. You know, it's gifted to us. It's kind of like it's a potential. It looks like we are a seed, and all these powers, all these strengths is potent in this small seed, and we just need the, you know, the good soil and right temperature and right amount of water to make this, you know, seed burst and this potent comes out. And so I saw the strength of human beings is that discovering and letting all those potential powers coming out instead of only focusing on you know, physical, the strength in the muscles or strength in yeah strength in acting like, you know, I can do anything, or no, focus, change the focus on the potential for feminine strengths and masculine strengths. It doesn't matter that, you know, we are seen as a female, male, or, you know, transsexual or any other thing. This both feminine and masculine strengths and abilities are there in us. I think it's the choice that we make at any moment, which power we are going to use with which intention. So I love brothers. I love our brothers. I love males. I love their qualities, you know, their strengths. And but I can see talking with my friends, with just people, you know, with any kind of relation, it seems we are confused about what we're supposed to do, what we can do, um, and that creates suffering. So what I see now, after all that long journey as strength of a female is first acknowledging that we are a female and we are different from males. I think that itself has big power of acknowledging, you know what, I'm a female, and I don't need to behave like a man. I don't need to be seen as a man. I don't need to be able to do same things as a man. How many jokes are being made about, you know, a driving style of women, or women not being able to park in properly in a small spot? Well, you know, it is,
Yeah.
it's okay, you know. It's all right if that part of my brain is not trained that well. All right, you know, yeah, occasionally I might ask a man, would you please park in for me, like I've been trying and it's not working. um I I think it's powerful or strong to not feel ashamed, to not feel judged, but just acknowledge that, right, do that for me because I'm much better in other things I know, you know? um, so I acknowledge, you know, there are things that I might not be good at, but I'm soft. I think being soft is a very, very powerful ability, because when you're soft, you invite your environment, you know, whoever you are with, to soften with you. Being soothing can be strength, you know. It's like you ask, okay, what is the good thing? What is the strength of the night? You know, that it brings rest to everything. It's, you know, it brings rest, so everyone rests. It's opposite of the, you know, daytime, that, you know, people feel active and, you know, everything seems to be growing. At nighttime seems everything goes, you know, in a rest mood. So so it's just being different is not bad. We women are given the gift of feeling emotions much more than masculine energy could do, you know. People who are very focused in their masculine, they don't like being emotional. They you know, they try not to be emotional. But emotions are beautiful. If you just have a look at them, how many emotions are there? And yes, some of them is, you know, brings you high here, and some of them just, you know, breaks your heart. But we are able to feel those much more deeper levels, and I think that that is a strength itself, being able to feel emotions and be emotional, being able to talk about it, and so understand others too, because when you feel emotions you can understand others' emotions too. There's nothing wrong with crying. I've seen so many women, especially, okay, you know, men see strength also in not crying, which I'm like, no, please cry. Women say sorry. They say sorry when they cry. I'm like, please, like, there's no sorry in that. It's beautiful. I think I feel strong if I, you know, sit, even if in a supermarket, if I, you know, some feeling comes up and I need to cry, I cry. I'm not afraid of being judged, or if someone is kind or you know, will come and ask me if I'm doing okay. Yes, I'm doing okay. I'm just having a cry. But it's like people don't want to see tears. It's bad to cry, and I'm like, no, please, let's change this perception in the society. Crying is beautiful, and crying in front of someone else. Showing your emotions is showing your strength. That's your inner strength, that you're not afraid of show that you are being emotional, that you have emotions, that you can feel. I think that's a big strength. That's much larger extent strength than saying, oh, I'm not gonna cry, you know, I'm not gonna show how I feel. It's strength combined with openness, which can transform the whole environment. Other thing that I think it's very important to realize is our gentleness, you know, our beauty. We, I don't want to say we can move mountains with them, but it is true that when we want to ask someone to do something and we just have a smile, you know, and show our inner beauty and, you know, our beautiful intention, yeah, we just can get things done. It's part of our, it's part of our strength, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like, you know, we are misusing others. No, but there's nothing wrong with showing the beauty, showing the gentleness and vulnerability. When you show yourself vulnerable to someone, it shows that you're not afraid of what is gonna come back to you. You trust that you can handle whatever is gonna come back. So yeah, in occasions, I don't need to show that I'm a strong woman, but I know I'm strong inside. I know I have a strong faith. I know my abilities. There's nothing wrong with showing my vulnerability and, you know, being fragile in front of someone else or some man. I think that's a strength. That's a beautiful strength of being able to express that and not fear that you're gonna be hurt. You don't fear that you're gonna be judged.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's
yeah.
such a huge thing. Like, I guess that because I've been I guess thinking about this, like, and feeling into this today, and it's stuff like it's not a new thing, but yeah, just the things that have kind of bubbled up, like that, and what you've been sharing, that really what strength has been seen as has been that masculine strength. And I guess that's the world that we've been living in. It has been very much, you know, the power of the masculine, and so women have been trying to be like men.
Keep up.
That for me to be seen as worthy, for me to be taken seriously, for me to have more opportunities, then I need to be like the masculine. So moving really into that masculinity and which means quite often shutting down that vulnerability and not allowing those emotions to be shown, and very much a very rigid, really. Like, I guess that's kind of from where my perspective on the masculine and feminine, and absolutely what you were saying, like that both, like, no matter who we are, we all have that masculine and feminine within us, and are able to kind of, you know, dance and bring more of this in and then more of this in. And but for whether we are male, female, whatever, we've been so pushed into the masculine for so long, it's really hard to even know what strength looks like from a feminine side. And yeah, today thinking about it, it
Mm.
is that willingness to be vulnerable. It is, there's a and like you said, that gentleness and yeah, the I guess one of the songs that I was that was with me today, because I seem to have songs come for these conversations, and one of them today,
Oh,
really,
good.
like there
Mhm.
was yeah, talking about like the river kind of shaping the stones, and it's kind of like there is this with women, there's an ability to be a bit more fluid. Like the man is this solid kind of thing, and what like that, there's strength and importance in that, but then the women's strength is to actually be able to move, and that's part of those emotions being able to come, and that vulnerability. And that's just, it's not been okay. It's been wrong for so long. And I know in the last few weeks we've talked about like women and their menstrual cycles, and like when you know, whether we're having period pain or whatever, and but this push, like this cycle that happens, and we've been forced, and it's been kind of made not okay to actually be with that, to actually go within, which is what we're being asked to do and being called to do. In that, we've been forced to push through that, and that just being such yeah, that's kind of, for me, it's such a what's the word, like that really reflects so much on what's been happening, like that, where we have to ignore and pretend, don't talk about it, pretend that it doesn't happen, push through,
Yeah.
ignore it,
Yeah.
and you know, let's, like, it's just this thing that you've got to deal with. And that's kind of what the feminine has been. It's like women are here and we need them, but like we really want them to just kind of fit within what we want, and if they're going to be here, they need to fit within this. Yeah, and I think like I was reflecting myself today on how I've felt towards women previously. Like I've had a massive shift, and yeah, even just in the last year. And I wonder whether part of that is through connecting with more with other mothers and bereaved mothers and other, I don't know, there's just been experiences. And so I've had a big shift. Like I've absolutely, in the past, definitely connected with women and loved them and everything, but there's been this wall, there's been this block for me. Like there's been this jealousy, I've had trouble acknowledging the strength in other women, because I felt like I felt like acknowledging a strength in someone else takes away from me, or I can't be that, like if I don't have that. And yeah, this competition sort of thing as well, that's been getting in the way so much for women. And it's like, while, you know, there's lots of, you know, that masculine and men out there that are actually have helped create this way of being and put down the feminine. Women actually have gone into that, and we've reinforced it even more. And when it's other women kind of reinforcing that the feminine and that strong women is not okay, we're even more likely to listen to that. And so just loving this shift and seeing women starting to step into their strength and come out, and to be celebrated for that strength, to be celebrated for that vulnerability, to be celebrated for saying, hey, this is what I bring. I need your help with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what I've got to offer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way I feel. Your words, just you were saying, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been sitting on those things that you just mentioned too, um, and believe me, I think I don't know what happened to us. I don't know why we got so confused, and now we are, dysfunctioning, and that's why we are not happy. Um, but I think men will really welcome us. Like, I see, it's not like men see like, oh, that's a beautiful, gentle, kind of emotional woman. Oh, I don't like it. I think men need us step in our function more than ever now, so then they can receive what we have offered to them. Um, men are made to be strong, to get things done for us, for themselves, for the family. Um, Men are loyal, from nature. Um, they What they need from us is bring the other side of, the yin to their life. So they are the yang, and we need to bring that calmness. We have to suit them, they need someone that next to them or in their environment that reminds them of the other side of the creation, not only the functional, the operating strong side, but the, there are two aspects in creation. There's always function of the something, but also the beauty of something.
Yes.
We look at Yeah, we look at everything. It's so functional, like, flowers, trees, bees, everything. We as humans, we have to add ourselves. Everything is so functional, but it's not
Yeah.
only functional. It's not only black and white functional, it's
Yes.
beautiful and functional. That you look at it, you're like, wow, this is so beautiful, and you feel that beauty, and that's one of our tasks, to protect that beauty on this earth. You walk in the streets, or I walk in the streets now, I'm like, I'm representing the beauty of the creation. I want to walk in a way, or I want to smile in a way that whoever looks at me remembers there is another aspect of life, of creation on this earth. It's not only, the functional dryness, but, just remember, there is beauty, there is gentleness, there is softness. When I dance, I try to dance in a way that I remind people of that, the trying to bring a spark of the female divinity, the female divine that it's in us, to bring it out, to express it. And that can be really powerful, to influence environment by that vibration, by the feminine vibration. You see people, feeling melting down, and I think that's what most of people need, instead of someone, standing there and just, whipping them up to work harder. You just need to bring them, kind of like gentleness and calmness, and soothe them. But it's not only for men, but for women ourselves. Yeah, seeing each other, remind each other that of, especially mothers, like mothers with children. Oh my God, I'm not myself a mother. I'm a stepmother, but talking with other mothers, I notice the responsibility or of being a mother is heavy. Yeah, we have been already been given the strength to be able to carry a child in us for 9 months in our body changes, and then you're giving birth, you go through that pain. I don't know if but we have been made to be able to bear that pain and go through it. And then women become a mother, and then suddenly they're afraid to ask help to do things. They think strength is that you do everything on your own. All right, if it's not only for mothers, but that was the trigger, that the thought came in my mind that, oh my God, like, no, it doesn't mean you are not good being if you ask someone to help you with something. I think it's very wise. It's very wise to, for protection of yourself, or you know I think this is a world of collaboration. But maybe that's what you mentioned about, like, what kind of relation you had with the women previously, the distance that you felt with women. I think that's playing a big part in drawing women also out of each other, that thought of, oh, I have to do everything on my own, otherwise I will be judged. They feel ashamed. Shame. Oh my God, shame is so. I don't know where it has come from. Who has taught us to feel shame? Who has taught us to feel, that we are being judged by another human being? I think it's totally normal. And in world of animals, they do things together. Why we wouldn't do? So there are mothers that think they will be judged as a bad mother if they pick up the phone, ask their friend or their sister or mother for help. That, oh, I'm really having a difficult time and really need someone. Really need a hand. But I think that's partially also because of not knowing ourselves. We females are not being taught how we function, how our body works, how our energy works. We have never been taught at schools, to say, all right, when you're gonna have your moon time, your cycle, especially in that week that you're bleeding, you're gonna feel really impatient, and you're really gonna feel, achy and not wanting to do anything. And nobody has told us that. And it's funny indeed, we feel ashamed to express that, oh my God, this is my week and I don't want to do anything. And I think I felt really strong in that area when I received the teachings, what that actually means. How we are synchronized with the cycle of the moon and what happens in nature and what happens to us being part of the nature. Then suddenly went like, boom, wow, that's a powerful knowledge. It's powerful to know that, you have 4 weeks in a month, and this week you're gonna be top performance and you can do anything, so save everything, important there. And this week you're, feeling more kind of like groovy and you want to go out, you want to date, do that, week. And oh, by the way, that week, don't plan anything important. ask your partner, please, that week you do the shopping and things like that. And I'm sure men have their own moon time too, so you just have to back each other up. But I think that knowledge is strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
knowing knowing how your energy changes, and knowing how your energy performance goes up and down and changes during the month, and being able to track that and using it efficiently, it brings up, it changes your quality of life, your quality of your planning, quality of your work. And I think what will be super strength, for not only for us but for society, is that as more women remember that knowledge, and we start collaborating together. So, in our family or in our workspace, if you have a sister and she's having a moon time, you can exchange things together, do things together, in the weeks that the other one is more weak and you're more strong. In a work area, in a team, we can bring that knowledge on the table and say, all right, this week you're not going to be performing, your brain is not going to be worked properly, let me do that week, and you do it the other
You're
week when
cutting out.
I can do it.
I'm not sure if it's my internet.
Am I I think my internet is fine. Ah,